Ever just sit and wonder how someone, maybe someone famous, would react if you dropped them into a totally different world?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's a fun thought experiment.
Well, today, that's exactly what we're doing. Picture this. Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May. You know, the old Top Gear and Grand Tour crew. What if they suddenly became serious iRacing drivers?
Right. It's a fantastic scenario. And just for anyone maybe not familiar, iRacing isn't just a game. It's a hardcore racing simulator. Super realistic tracks, car physics. It demands proper skill.
Exactly. So our mission today is basically to figure out how their, let's say, very distinct personalities and their real-world driving habits would actually translate online.
In the hyper-competitive, sometimes brutal world of iRacing. This should be interesting.
Okay, let's kick things off with the obvious one, Clarkson.
Clarkson, yeah. Power, speed, loud noises.
That's him. Imagine him wanting the fastest things, right?
Mm,
LMP1 prototypes, maybe old F1 cars,
yeah,
even NASCAR ovals, maybe. He loves that stuff.
definitely. He's fearless, you've got to give him that. And he does love a dramatic overtake. Sometimes they even work.
Sometimes. But iRacing, it really punishes you for mistakes, doesn't it? Especially just, like, pure aggression without the skill to back it up.
Absolutely. And think about his attention span. Or maybe his temper.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine him in something like a Mazda MX-5 Cup race? Tight racing, lower power?
Someone dive bombs him into turn one.
Exactly. I can almost hear the yelling now. Followed by probably a swift Alt plus F4. Rage quit potential seems high.
And braking points. Or just brakes in general.
Let's just say his relationship with braking seems optional at times. So, yeah, expect a lot of off-track excursions in the sim. And it really shows how just wanting thrills doesn't always work in these structured competitive systems.
Or prediction for Clarkson's iRacing stats, incident points through the roof.
Oh, guaranteed. His iRating might fluctuate wildly, but the incident count, consistently high. You can picture his highlight reel, can't you? Massive crash on lap one, then blaming, I don't know, bloody Americans or something.
Classic. All right, moving on. Richard Hammond.
Hammond, okay. He's different. He's always struck me as the scrappy one, the trier.
Yeah, determined. He seems like the kind of guy who'd actually put the practice in, wouldn't he?
I think so. He'd be the one grinding out laps, trying to find that last 10th. That determination could actually serve him well in iRacing.
Where would he fit best, do you think?
Maybe something like rallycross. Bit rough and tumble. Or perhaps tight GT3 races where just sticking with it counts for a lot. Those shorter races or maybe classes with slightly more forgiving rules, his resilience could pay off there.
But there's always that Hammond moment, isn't there? That potential for things to go spectacularly wrong.
Well, yes, that overenthusiasm, you can absolutely see him pushing just a tiny bit too hard, trying to keep up, and oops, backwards into the wall.
Or forgetting something crucial.
Like fuel. Imagine him in an endurance race, running strong, and then just coasting to a halt because he forgot to pit. And there was that odd note about him getting caught out due to vibes. Maybe just unlucky.
So, kind of a mixed bag for Hammond then.
Pretty much. Probably a solid mid-pack runner, capable of pulling off a surprisingly good result now and then, but also capable of, well, Hammond-esque incidents.
What's his potential career highlight?
I love this one. Somehow, against all odds, surviving a 24-hour race. Probably in a Miata or something relatively slow, just pure grit.
That fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, Captain Slow himself, James May.
Ah, James. Now, his approach would be the polar opposite of Clarkson's, wouldn't it?
Completely. I see him with spreadsheets, studying telemetry, methodical, analytic.
Exactly. He'd learn the sim inside out, understand the physics, the tire model. His driving style would likely be very clean, very precise, minimal incidents.
So good for things like endurance racing, where strategy and consistency win.
Definitely. He'd be well-suited to that. Long races, maybe those Nürburgring VLN events, anywhere patience and a low incident count pays off. It shows how that careful, analytical mindset can really excel in complex simulations.
But could that be a weakness too? Being too cautious?
It could, yeah. In really close wheel-to-wheel battles, is he going to be aggressive enough? Maybe not. He might lose places simply by being unwilling to risk contact.
And you can picture him getting lost in the data, right?
Oh, totally. Like mid-race, he's intensely analyzing his sector times while 3 cars are trying to go side by side with him. It's quite funny to imagine.
So for May, high safety rating, stellar incident record, but maybe not the outright fastest, a moderate skill ranking overall.
That sounds about right, his highlight. Probably calmly outlasting everyone else in a chaotic long race at the Nürburgring. just driving smoothly while others crash or break down.
Okay, so let's put them together. They form an iRacing team. The suggested name was Slow, Slower, and Speeding Ticket.
Which is perfect.
How does that team actually perform?
Well, initially, complete and utter chaos. Has to be. You've got Clarkson getting warnings and maybe bans.
Hammond buying every piece of sim gear imaginable.
Right, a serious sim rig addiction. But
Yeah.
then, surprisingly, maybe May becomes the most consistently successful just by being clean and finishing races.
While Clarkson gets temporarily banned for complaining too much on the forums.
Probably. It's strangely plausible.
And the ultimate ending. They have to do an iRacing special for a show, and it ends with
It has to be Clarkson crashing something iconic like a virtual GT40.
at Eau Rouge.
Of course.
Naturally. It writes itself.
So, the big question for everyone listening, if that series existed, would you actually watch it? I think I would.
Oh, absolutely. Pure entertainment. But it's also, it's interesting how thinking this through shows how ingrained personalities translate even into these very specific new environments. Those core traits just come through.
Yeah, that's a great point. It really makes you think. And maybe that's our final thought for you listening. Think about some other famous group, or even just people you know. How would their unique quirks and personalities play out in some totally unexpected competitive setting?